YEI, the YIPPEE manager and your host for today's workshop. Today, we will be learning all about Entrepreneurship Pathway to Workforce Readiness Toolkit. This program can be used for workforce readiness for all high school students and to help Ohio high school students earn the OhioMeansJobs Readiness Seal. Before we get into the content for the hour, I just wanted to comment on the question, are you an entrepreneur or an intrapreneur or both? I mentioned that I was both, but Kelly Bigger and Liz Nuskin, who are running the workshop today, asked me to pose this question. So I'm sure that they're going to get into the comments about this question when I turn this over to them. But when I looked at the question and I thought about the content and the material for today, I thought someone in Ohio is taking a very entrepreneurial problem-solving approach to the state of Ohio's high school graduation requirements. Clearly, the state of Ohio wants as many students as possible to graduate with knowledge and skill, but they recognize that not all students perform well on tests. Perhaps there's another way to determine knowledge and skill. That's entrepreneurial, or actually it's intrapreneurial, since we're talking about the Ohio Department of Education. This is a far cry from the one-room schoolhouse of days long ago, and even from what many other states are doing today in education. We need entrepreneurs and we need entrepreneurs, and we need them in all facets of business, including education. The OhioMeansJobs Readiness Seal is a formal designation students can earn on their high school diplomas and transcripts, indicating that they have the personal strengths, strong work ethic, and professional experience employers need. It's also an alternative pathway to completing Ohio's graduation requirements. Introducing high school students to entrepreneurship by having them work with a mentor to identify a problem, develop a solution, and pitch it provides an opportunity for them to practice and develop essential workforce skills. With prior agreement from the school district, the sessions can help Ohio high school students meet one of two graduation seal requirements, and certainly can help all students with their workforce readiness skills. Today, you're going to learn about the Entrepreneurship Pathway to Workforce Readiness Toolkit. This toolkit will prepare you to facilitate 12 one-hour sessions culminating in a pitch event that enables students to demonstrate skills required for an OhioMeansJobs Readiness Seal. Couple of housekeeping notes. We are recording this and we will be sending this recording and a list of any of the links mentioned to you after this event. We'll be sending you a follow-up email, so be on the lookout for it. Feel free to ask questions during the call. We do try to keep these power hours to exactly 1 hour, recognizing and appreciating everyone spending this hour with us. We do try to be strict on that, but I will stay on longer than the hour to make sure that all our questions are answered and that everyone leaves with all the knowledge and their questions answered and the knowledge that we are able to participate with today. Helping me monitor the chat is the team from YEI. You will see we all have a similar background. Feel free to DM us if you need. I am pleased to pass the baton to Liz Nuskin and Kelly Bigger. Liz is the out-of-school time manager at YEI, and Kelly is the senior program manager here at YEI also. Both have years of experience helping educators with the entrepreneurial mindset and skill set, and have collaborated to create this wonderful tool, this wonderful toolkit and its accompanying training sessions. So Liz and Kelly, the experts, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Great. Thank you so much, Robin. And Liz and I are certainly delighted that you all have taken the time to join us today. And as she said, we'll keep it casual, so feel free to raise your hand or pop something in the chat. We love to hear from you and get your input. Welcome to the Entrepreneurship Pathway to Workforce Readiness Power Hour. And as I said, I'm Kelly Bigger. You're going to meet Liz in a moment. And if you would like to be so kind as to put into the chat or add it onto your name, just a little bit of information, your name, perhaps your role, the district you're with, any experience sort of in entrepreneurship that you have, how familiar you are with the OhioMeansJobs Readiness Seal, and any burning questions you have. So we'd also love you to have some connections. There's several people on here, and if you see somebody who pipes up from a district that you'd like to talk to, feel free to connect and meet part of the community, like-minded folks out there. Great. And then popping on to the next slide, our introduction and overview. Just this is what we're going to do in the next 45 minutes. I think we'll probably finish a little early. Introductions, and then Liz is going to let you all know how we got here. Why entrepreneur education, and why the OhioMeansJobs Readiness Seal. Why is that important? Love to show you our toolkit and resource review, and then a report from the field and any questions and answers that you might have. So look forward to this short time with everybody, and I'm going to pass it on to Liz to tell you what got us here.
All right. Thanks, Kelly. Hi, everyone. I am going to tell you kind of a little story about how we got here. So the Ohio After School Network is a statewide organization that works to strengthen access to and the quality of summer and after school programs through advocacy, resource sharing, and professional development. Full disclosure, I was director of the Ohio After School Network and now work as a consultant for the organization. The Young Entrepreneur Institute believes that every child should understand and experience entrepreneurship. We provide resources, curricula, and professional development for educators and youth development professionals in Ohio and across the country. We also provide market and pitch experiences for children and youth in Northeast Ohio. So both organizations operated for years without knowing about the other until 2019, when the Charles Stewart Mott Foundation brought us together to bring entrepreneur education to after-school and summer programs in Ohio. The Mott Foundation, located in Flint, Michigan, funds efforts to expand learning opportunities and supports for children, particularly those from low and moderate income communities. So early on in our work together, several members from both teams spent a day together in Columbus, meeting with different stakeholders and leaders and education representatives and others. And in between meetings, we were standing in line at Starbucks, waiting for our coffees, and I had a chance conversation with somebody from the Ohio Department of Education, Kayla Mack, who is a program specialist in ODE's Office of Graduate Success. And she told me about the OhioMeansJobs Readiness Seal, which I had never heard of. It was before seals were part of graduation requirements, and she was expressing her disappointment that schools were slow to adopt the seal. So Kelly and I started learning about the seal, kind of thinking about, is there an opportunity here for us? Because those workforce skills are very similar to the entrepreneurial mindsets and skill sets, as you'll see here a little bit later. So we started thinking about what are some opportunities that we might have there. So we talked to Kayla and worked with her to develop a series of lessons. And then before long, the pandemic hit. And we thought, oh my goodness, what are we going to do now? But we heard from the Geauga Growth Partnership in Northern Ohio, which was trying to solve a problem. They traditionally did summer internships where they placed high school students into local businesses for work experience, but they couldn't do that because of the pandemic. So they were trying to figure out how to provide the same kind of learning experiences for their high school students and connect them with local employers. And so they decided the pathway that we developed would be a great opportunity to do just that. And it was something they could do virtually. So it was in Geauga. It was very well received, and it led to some really exciting partnerships and grant opportunities between the Geauga Growth Partnership and local school districts. So there we were. We were off to the races, and Kelly and I were entrepreneurs. So that's kind of the background story about what brought us here. All righty. So Why entrepreneurship? So here is why I am such a big advocate of teaching young people about entrepreneurship. So while many of us start our careers working for someone else, along the way, we start our own businesses. So whether it's a side hustle or a full-time gig, you can see here that 55% of adults at some point have started a business, including those who work in skilled trades. Entrepreneurial thinking is valued by employers. They're looking for people who can think outside the box, identify and overcome challenges, be goal-oriented and creative. Kelly and I, as we've been doing this work, we found that local leaders, particularly in smaller rural communities, but I think across the state of Ohio as well, are really concerned about brain drain and losing their best and their brightest students when they graduate from high school. And they want young people in their communities to see a future for themselves. And entrepreneurship is one of those pathways to keeping children in their communities. And I learned a new term recently called economic gardening. So entrepreneurs drive local economies, and economic gardening is growing the local economy from within. So supporting those future entrepreneurs to keep them in their business, in their communities. And actually a number of chambers of commerce and other states and in Ohio are investing in their local youth by doing leadership academies, youth markets, offering free chamber memberships for youth entrepreneurs, and providing entrepreneurial programs. And as you can see here by this figure that I grabbed from a recent report that Girl Scout USA did, a lot of girls, a lot of kids want to be entrepreneurs when they grow up, and they want to be people who solve problems. And also, so many kids are already entrepreneurs, and we just kind of grabbed some pictures here of some kid entrepreneurs here in Ohio. And you can see as early as 7 years old, kids are entrepreneurs. And here's another reason that I love teaching kids about entrepreneurship. There are a lot of problems, a lot of challenges in our world, and we need everyone to be empowered to think about solutions. And I just feel like this picture is so moving. A 10-year-old girl wanted to be able to hug her grandparents without getting them sick during the pandemic. And she was a problem solver. She figured out a way to create a plastic curtain out of plastic sheeting and paper plates and baggies to be able to hug her grandparents. So this is just representative of kids being problem solvers, not just when they're grown up, but as kids.
Sounds good. Thank you, Liz. And I just have to go back to Liz's story in the coffee shop, because I love something Chick Thompson and I think others call things a creative collision. And thinking that if Liz had not met Kayla in the line at the coffee shop, we all wouldn't be here today talking about this. So I just thought it was a really good creative collision. So this we just wanted to show you is from the World Economic Forum Jobs of the Future report from 2020. And it talks about the top 10 skills that are going to be needed in 2025, which, believe it or not, I know you know how fast this year is going. I feel like 2025 is going to be here before we know it. So these are different kinds of skills, and you can see how well they so overlap with that entrepreneurial mindset. And as you all know, the world of work is changing. AI is here. There are different associated technologies that are going to extend the influence in our society, and the role of education is going to have to change. Excuse me.
You okay, Kelly? Okay. So I'll take this slide while Kelly's on mute. So this is something that we love to share. Is created by our friends at Venture Lab. And these are entrepreneurial mindsets and skill sets. And you can see how closely they align with what we just shared with you. maybe there some terms are very different, but the concepts are really very closely aligned. And then another reason we love entrepreneurship is because it's flexible. You can integrate it into art. You can integrate it into agriculture. There's so many ways to incorporate it. I know we have some folks on our Zoom today who are outside of the state of Ohio, so you may or may not have graduation seals in your state, but you can use the toolkit that we're going to share with you with or without the seal. It's a great fit with programs like TRIO and 21st Century Community Learning Center grant funding for educationally focused after school and summer programs. If you have a makerspace, this is a great addition to a makerspace. So students are going to make stuff in the makerspace, but what are they going to do with the stuff that they make? Why not take an entrepreneurship approach to makerspace and have them make things that people want and need? You can do it during school, after school, during the summer. You can do it during a week-long camp. You can do it for a semester. It can be provided by a school, a community-based organization, a library, chamber of commerce. Is very flexible. All students can benefit, whether they're going for the seal or not. And you'll see what we've provided is adaptable. You can add or subtract content to meet your local context. If you're going for the OhioMeansJobs Readiness Seal, you'll need to do that with the school district's approval. But we worked with a program in Cleveland that had 70 students earn the OhioMeansJobs Readiness Seal. They had a 15-session program, 12 of which were provided by our toolkit, but they added in some other content as well. So it's very flexible. So a little bit about the OhioMeansJobs Readiness Seal, if you're not familiar with it. This is a formal designation in Ohio that goes on to high school students' diplomas and transcripts. It's one of 12 different seals that are available, and high school students need at least 2 seals to be able to graduate. The seal is a great way for students to develop those workplace skills and demonstrate them and gain experience and connect with the community. So here are the 15 different professional skills in the OhioMeansJobs Readiness Seal. You can see the first one is a pledge to be drug-free, but the remaining 14 you can see are also very closely aligned to the entrepreneurial mindsets and skill sets. This is a screenshot of the rubric that educators and mentors use when evaluating whether students have met the criteria for each of those work readiness skills. We can provide the link to the Ohio Department of Education website where you can access this form and others. So
I'm back.
Okay, Kelly's back.
My total apologies. I got something stuck in my throat and I was thinking, this is the beauty of co-presenting something. You have somebody else who can step in your shoes and pivot. So my apologies. But just as an overview, we're going to go a little bit deeper in the next couple slides. But this is our new and fancied up entrepreneurship pathway to workforce readiness toolkit. And it has 10 traditional classroom sessions and then also includes a job shadowing experience with a mentor. And of course, we love pitch challenges here at YEI. So a great culminating pitch event is part of it. And then when Liz shoots it over, here is the nice rubric that we've put together for you. You can see across the top are the skills that are included from ODE. And down the side are the lessons. Each one obviously has an objective and the activities that are included. And you can see the squares are filled in where the objective meets the rubric skill criteria. So as we said, super flexible. If you want to do 12 sessions, awesome. If you want to do 20 sessions, even better. We've put a lot of optional additional resources in this toolkit. And We talked with, as Liz mentioned, with After School All-Stars who's used it, and they also took their curriculum and combined it with this curriculum. So feel free to use what works for you and add to it, but we wanted to give you a good template to go by and to have a great start from.
All right, Kelly, you want to talk a little bit about the folder, and then I'm going to pull down this deck and pull up our toolkit.
Sounds great. Yeah, so the folder has all kinds of great resources in it. I can actually just maybe even do a quick share and show you. As you can see in here, it has the toolkit, which Liz is going to show you, but these are other resources. Here again is the rubric. We have some nice friends at 220 Leadership that have some great things, how to write a persuasive email, unleashing your passion, and writing persuasive emails. So lots of different things from other providers, checklist for filming. Here's some stuff from ODE that talks about the 5 things to know about the SEAL. A mentor sample. We have some other resources from People Rocket. Some assessment tools. Venture Lab has generously donated some things from their entrepreneurial glossary, as well as the mindsets and their user guide. So we will keep adding to this folder. And that's the beautiful thing about a Google folder, is that you may find new things from time to time. And if you notice something that you might like added to it, feel free to let us know. And I'll pass it back to Liz to go into the toolkit a little more deeply.
All right, thank you, Kelly. So along with the link to today's Zoom Power Hour, you should have received a link to register for and download the toolkit. So maybe you had a chance to look at it before now or not. Either way, you know how to get it. So this is the toolkit. This is what it looks like. A couple things that I want to point out. It has a table of contents, an introduction. Here is a page where we kind of show you how flexible it is. So the sessions are designed, those 10 traditional classroom sessions are designed to be 60 minutes, but there's different activities in each session, and you can break it up and do 20, 30-minute sessions. You can make it condensed into like a whole morning if you want to have fewer days. Anyways, it's very flexible. And then, okay, so let me just scooch down here. So we borrowed heavily from Venture Lab and some other resources. And here is where you have the live links to go grab those resources that are referenced. If you are doing this so that students can earn the OhioMeansJobs Readiness Seal, that is something that you need to do in partnership with the school district and make sure that they're in agreement that the different series of lessons that you're going to provide satisfy that local context, that local requirement for the OhioMeansJobs Readiness Seal. So we have a checklist here to help you make sure you're talking about all the different things and come to agreement with the school district so you can offer that. So we have a couple pages of that. And then we also have kind of a checklist here broken down by the time frame in which you should be completing these tasks to help you get everything lined up and ready to go. So as I said, we have the 12 sessions. We're going to take a peek at the session number 3, just as a representative session, and you can see what is included in each of the sessions. So every session is numbered. It has a title. It has objectives. Every session has a warm-up. So our goal is for these sessions to be hands-on, interactive, and fun. And so the warm-up gets students, hopefully gets their creative juices flowing, might serve as an icebreaker, and gives kids a chance to participate in an interactive exercise. This one right here is 10 uses for a shoe. So we know that shoes are used for protecting our feet. They could be used for performance, for athletes. And we encourage people to start thinking creatively outside the box. What are some other uses for a shoe? So some things that people have suggested, it could be like a fly swatter. It could be a planter. We've had all kinds of interesting and crazy responses to this. So you can see that that could be a lot of fun, or you could, change it from a shoe to a tennis racket. Every session has a main event. So this is kind of the meat of the session. Here we have an exercise where students go through thinking about a day in the life. So they think about what is their day like from waking up to going to bed. What are some of the problems, challenges, inconveniences that they encounter along the way? You could have them do this from the perspective of a teacher or a grandparent or a parent, and that gives them an opportunity to start practicing empathy. And then later on, they're going to think about those different challenges and inconveniences and think about opportunities related to those problems. We love the Idea Stream Making It videos. If you're not familiar with that, that's the Cleveland area PBS's channel, where they have I don't know, so many different videos that are about 3 to 5 minutes in length, and they are highlighting different small business owners, entrepreneurs in the Cleveland area. And they're so fun and interesting to watch for me as well as for students. We mentioned that there's going to be a mentor. So the OhioMeansJobs Readiness Seal requires students to have 3 mentors. So a school, a community, and a workplace mentor. So in that rubric, you saw we have detailed different roles for the different mentors, but this mentor here is the work mentor. So they're going to meet someone out in the local community who owns a business or works in a business. And so this here is where they're going to be reaching out to that mentor and scheduling a time to interview them to learn more about their field and their work. Every lesson has a pitching activity. So we want to give students the opportunity to practice presenting before others. We start out with a low risk pitching activity in the first session, where students are reading a written pitch, and the pitch activities become progressively more higher stakes, taking them to the final pitch event at the end. So we help kind of support and scaffold the comfort and skills in presenting a pitch. Every session includes an opportunity for reflection. So we want you to reflect with students to check for understanding and see if there are opportunities to deepen their learning. We provided that Venture Lab vocabulary resource for you, and we encourage you to look for opportunities to build students' vocabulary in each session. As Kelly said, we have lots of other additional resources. So if you want to do more sessions or longer sessions, here are some suggestions for exercises that align with the content of this session. The last thing I want to show you in the toolkit here is at the end, we have a number of suggestions for different activities, some videos that you can watch, some games that you can play, other competitions that students can compete in. So many other resources included here at the end. Right, so I'm going to switch over to the slide deck. And
great. So hopefully, thank you, Liz, that you all had take some time to dig into that a little deeper. And as we said, Liz and I are always here, whether you have one little question or want to talk over Zoom for hours. We are here to help you. So please let us know if there's anything once you dig deeper that we can be helping you with. So look at all these benefits for students. I mean, it's amazing. Obviously, evidence of their professional skills. Think of the confidence that they will have when they go to interview for a college or a job or something else. It makes them stand out from the crowd. They will look different. They will have this seal on their graduation requirement. Build social capital and recognition of involvement, that they made the effort to do something else and do something a little bit different. It obviously satisfies a graduation requirement. And as we said, for those of you in other states, it doesn't have to be for that. So you can use this for anything. But real world experiences, we just talked about what are going to be the jobs for the future. So to get these kids out into the real world, doing something that they're passionate about and working with mentors in those fields is just so much fun, engaging, project-based learning. So we think that it makes it exciting for them to be exposed to a lot of different things that they might not be exposed to. And it puts them in charge. These students are in charge of how they do and how they move forward. So we love all these benefits for the students. And if anybody can think of any others, feel free to put them in the chat.
Kelly, I'm gonna just stop you real quickly because we did have a question in the chat about where we can find these resources. And Liz has added the links, but I thought maybe you could just explain it to those of us who may be driving or might not be able to follow the chat. How do you find all these resources?
Yes, if you go to those links, there's actually a link on the resource page on the Young Entrepreneur website you can go to, or you can go to YIPPEE at yippee.exchange, and it is an offering there for 0 points. So anybody can download it from there. So you just fill out a quick registration, and that's really so we know who out there is working with this pathway and how we can be of assistance. And if we add things to that Google folder, we'll let you know. And then you should receive an email. It may not come right away. It's supposed to, but at times it can take up to a half hour, give or take. So just look out for that email. And if you ever have any problems getting it, please let Liz or I or Robin know, and we are happy to send it to you directly. So hopefully everybody will be able to find it and be able to dig into it deeper. Yes, Robin?
I was just going to say, we will also include a link in our follow-up email so that you can get it directly from the follow-up email. So for now, there's lots of different places, but if you're driving or whatever, you can just listen and make sure that, that we will for sure make sure you have in writing to your email box how you can get these amazing resources. So sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt the flow, but I wanted to make sure that we answered all the questions.
Thank you,
Not
Robin.
at all.
Yeah, it's hard to see the chat box when you're presenting. So I appreciate your
exactly. Thank you for doing that. And so now we thought we would just take a little sort of fun break from Liz and I talking. And there was something called a sort of a no bad idea. And when you think about entrepreneurship, really, there aren't any bad ideas. No matter what the idea is, it can maybe be iterated on, pivoted. You have to start somewhere. So no bad idea. So we have a slide or two here that are just sort of fun products that are out there. And we thought we'd just do a little bit of a fun activity to see how would you pitch this cheese printer. So if somebody would like to be brave and do that, I might have a Starbucks gift card I could send you for doing that. But can you think of a creative way or an audience that you would want to pitch this cheese printer to?
And you can unmute or put it in the chat box. Actually, we had someone from the Geauga Growth Partnership in this morning session. And there's like a major cheese manufacturer, as it turns out, in Geauga County. So she had some ideas for maybe how they could use it.
Yeah, absolutely. So anybody think of some great way to use that? I love the pictures of those guys on the cheese printer.
Don't be shy. Come on. I should say, don't make us small,
I was gonna say I can jump in if nobody else is gonna share anything, but
sounds good. Go for it, Evan. Let's pitch the cheese printer.
All right, so this is gonna sound very strange. But if I were trying to pitch the cheese printer, I would probably target the audience of food influencers and people who make like food content on social media. Because there's this whole trend around, getting the best cheese pull, and, people want to see how far your cheese can stretch. And if you could put your logo on your cheese and have it show up in your grilled cheese sandwich or something like that, I think that people would love that. So that's how I would approach it.
That's a fun idea.
It would go viral. Is that Andrea has her hand raised? So yes, just jump in.
hello, it can be used for giving cheese lovers a birthday message.
Oh
For
yeah.
card.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Cheese lover's birthday message. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yeah. Instead of like a birthday cake or something.
Right. And
That's a
Laverne
fun
put
idea.
healthy eating in there. So that's great. Well, thank you so much. We have one more of these sort of, and the next one that Liz is going to put up there is the pet butler. And this is a serving vest for animals. So wondering if somebody has an audience for this, a pet that it might work for, or a pitch for it. Eileen this morning said she has 2 pugs and they're just the size of the coffee table. So she thought it would be fun to put the food on the pugs so the pugs didn't eat the food on the coffee table. So anybody else think of anything else for the pet butler?
I love the expression on that dog's face. He's like, really?
I know. And I always wonder if
Oh
the
yeah, and Andrina.
Oh,
Let's hear it.
it's your dog's turn to serve you treats.
Right. I like that. That's great, Monica.
Anyone else? Just unmute yourself.
Oh, here's another one. My
We have a
daughter
hand up.
keeps dogs. This would be great to try with dogs. Yeah.
I keep thinking about my dog who sadly is no longer with us. I think he would try to eat it. He wasn't smart enough to know that it was like on his back and he couldn't get to it.
Right.
All right, Andrina, you have your hand raised. Let's hear it.
Yes, it can be for my daughter has an idea.
No, you say it.
She has an idea. Let's hear it.
Yeah, go for it. There's no bad ideas.
In human parties, we have human butlers. Why not in a dog party you have a dog butler?
Oh,
Yeah.
there we
Good
go.
idea. Good
That's-
idea. I
That's
like
a new
that.
one. I hadn't heard that.
Yep. That's awesome. And then the next picture we have in the no bad ideas is the office supply tie. And so we wondered if you could either put in the chat or shout out what you think the key advantages of this product might be.
I was thinking it might make people want to come to the office instead of work from home. They can
That could be.
show off their spiffy tie.
And somebody this morning said when you're traveling, you could have all your things in your tie and you wouldn't have to worry about getting out your wallet or anything like that.
Oh, Andrina or her daughter maybe has an idea.
Yes, maybe it can be for people who wants to work maybe outside in a park or somewhere.
Yeah,
so
like
it has a portable
Traveling
office.
Portable.
Portable office. Yeah, absolutely. And then somebody said convenience and access items are always handy. You've always got a tie there. Let's see, easy snacking, not have to ask an overprotective office manager for supplies. She says stylish and functional. So lots of key advantages to this office supply tie.
Does Andrina have another one? Or did you leave
The
your
hand
up
might
by
still be
accident?
up.
Okay. All right. So, and if you want these slides, because if you want to do this with your kids, we're happy to share these, and we've got about like 8 others that are lots of fun.
Yeah, we have a lot of them, so feel free because it is kind of fun to do with the kids. And we had already talked about all those benefits to the students with the OhioMeansJobs Readiness pathway, but so many benefits to schools and organizations as well. As you can see, new partners, and this picture on the left is from a program called CBI in Middletown, Ohio. And they incorporated entrepreneurship education into their high school leadership program. Liz mentioned earlier that a lot of the programs have been doing that. And the adults in this picture were alumni that had gotten involved in the program. And they took this group of students to a professional recognition banquet and outfitted them in those tuxes. So super cool experiences for kids to be able to go to a banquet, wear a tux. I think they might have taken a limo and provided this really neat experience for these kids. And the other thing that we've had somebody do, the YWCA in Columbus, also did a pitch challenge for their staff. So the staff too competed for prizes by pitching how they integrated entrepreneur education into their after-school program. So just people come up with just great ways to benefit schools and organization. Economic development of local communities. Liz talked a little bit about the Geauga Growth Partnership. Obviously, it's a strategy for helping these students meet their graduation requirement if you are in an Ohio and a state. And you don't need to create the curriculum. We've already done it for you. And as you'll see, we're also going to give you a little snippet on YIPPEE. And YIPPEE has way more resources that you can add to this curriculum while you're doing this with your students. So it's a unique experience for the students. And really, it comes out kind of differently for each student because they pick their passion, pick their problem, pick their mentorship. So they're really in control. And fostering entrepreneurs in your workplace. And all of this is at no cost to any of you. I'm going to pass it back to Liz to talk about RISE.
Okay, so we talked about new partners in the previous slide, and this is an example of a new partner for a school. RISE, which is an acronym for Regional Incubator for Sustainability and Entrepreneurship. It's part of the Erie County Economic Development Organization, and their opportunity or their mission is to grow economic opportunities for individuals and businesses. And this is where I learned that term economic gardening. So they focus on growing the local economy from within, including bringing up the next generation of entrepreneurs. So you can see here in this picture, this is their culminating event, their pitch challenge. They had local business owners who served as judges. For those of you in Ohio, this would be a great opportunity to bring in your business advisory council. They could be mentors or they could be judges in a pitch contest. They could be guest speakers, lots of ways to engage different community partners. So another one of the schools, so we talked about the YWCA, we talked about Geauga Growth Partnership, After School All-Stars. So one of the school districts that we've worked with is Canton City Schools. And they did a program this summer where they, it was a program for high school students at risk of not graduating. So in the morning, they did credit recovery. They did the OhioMeansJobs Readiness Seal program in a week-long program. And both of those were in the morning. And then in the afternoon, they had their county teen employment program. So they did the classroom work in the morning, and then they were working out in the community in the afternoon. So they had a chance to practice those work readiness skills. So that's just another example of how you can blend this with other programs to meet your local needs. All right, so now who am I turning this over to? Is this Robin?
Well, I'll just start it out, and then Robin, maybe you can kick in. So just a huge thanks go out to Burton D. Morgan Foundation for coming up with YIPPEE and propelling this. And I just love promoting it because there are just so many cool things on it. It's a go-to marketplace for entrepreneurship education grants. And since we're talking about this pathway and toolkit, there are 2 products on there that are related to that, a 30-minute information session and a 2-hour consulting and training session. So I'll let Robin go deeper, but you earn points, you buy products, you share feedback, and the products are books and author visits, educator training, curriculum, entrepreneurial speaker stories and lessons, student workshops, games, kits, supplies, and field trips. So just all kinds of awesome stuff. So Robin, why don't I pass it over to you to finish up the awesome things about YIPPEE?
Well, Kelly, you did a great job. I don't know how much more I can say without going into a whole hour long on YIPPEE, but that is not today's subject. All you need to do as an educator is sign up for YIPPEE at www.yippee.exchange. I put that email or that web address into the chat box. For registering, you get 500 points. For coming to events like today, which is a power hour, which is education, you also get points. And I'm throwing the code that you can use. Once you have an account set up, you can go up to your wallet, which is in the upper right-hand corner. Click on your wallet, scroll down to a green button that says redeem codes, throw this code in there, and you will get another 250 points. You also can get points for referring friends, and of course you get points for reviewing products or resources on YIPPEE, including this resource that Kelly and Liz have gone over today. But like Kelly said, there are a ton of different resources, 147 right now, almost going to be 148, hopefully by the end of the week. I have reviewed them all, so if you have questions on any of them, I am more than happy to sit down with you and figure out what is the best resource for you. For the people, well, let me explain one real quick thing. On YIPPEE, the currency is points. Educators get the points from all the ways that I just talked about. Our providers are able to decide how and what they want to offer. Those products are all vetted and all have an entrepreneurial element to them, a skill set or a mindset. And then our funders also get to decide what they want to fund. When a match is made, when an educator chooses a product that a provider has offered, that a funder has said, yes, I'm going to fund this area or this type, the YIPPEE magic happens and a match is made, and you as the educator get your grant without any paperwork, without any hassle. You get to choose what's best for you. And what you bring into your classroom is in complete your charge. This particular product is a 0-point product, so it is available to anyone and everyone in the United States. We have many other 0-point products on YIPPEE also, so that everyone who comes onto the YIPPEE platform can walk away with a variety of different resources that can help instill the entrepreneurial mindset and skill set. I'd be more than happy to go over any of this with you. And like I said, I can be your personal YIPPEE shopper. I just threw my email into the chat, so send me an email and I'd be more than happy to make some time and we can jump on our own private Zoom. One of the things that we have going right now is a partnership with Kent State University, where if you come up with a lesson plan, and I'm going to throw this into the chat also. It is a professional development course with Kent State University, where if you develop a lesson plan for your YIPPEE product and upload it onto YIPPEE, you can receive a $200 stipend. So if you intend on using this program or this toolkit that Kelly and Liz have demonstrated tonight, and you create a lesson plan for how you're going to implement it into your particular program, and you share it on YIPPEE, you can receive not only extra YIPPEE points, but also a $200 stipend. So you can check that out. I threw that into the chat also. Kelly, do you want to talk about Enspire or do you want me to continue?
I am happy to do either or.
Go ahead.
Okay, sounds good. And thank you, Robin. Appreciate it. And everybody jump on the YIPPEE bandwagon because there's so much fun stuff out there. So Enspire 2023, believe it or not, is upon us. And the dates are October 19th to the 21st. And I know we have some people from Arkansas and from Oregon. So for those of you who are afar and can't make it to Ohio, the first session on Thursday afternoon, Eastern Standard Time, starting at 3:45, is by Justin Wilcox on AI. And I know Tim's been working on a little bit of AI. And then, Robin, maybe I'll have you take over.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. So our first session on Thursday is virtual, so that we can have anyone in the United States, join us for part of that. On Saturday, or rather, let me go to Friday. On Friday, we have a fantastic lineup of speakers, and the student market is going to be coming. This particular event is going to be held at University School in Hunting Valley, Ohio, which is a suburb of Cleveland. So if you're in and around the area, you can join us at this wonderful event where we're going to be able to see student markets, and we're going to be able to have a lot of learning, and we're going to be able to have a lot of networking also. It's really a great event. And then on Saturday at Cleveland State, this is a new venue for us. We are going to be having our full day event that is going to be phenomenal. If you know Ron Clark from Ron Clark Academy, he is going to be our keynote speaker. We're also going to have peer-to-peer sessions, and we're going to have a creativity session where you can actually earn a certificate in teaching creativity. So it is going to be packed full of great content and great networking and great sort of lots of different skills and different resources that you're going to be able to participate in. Saturday is also the provider showcase for YIPPEE. So we're going to have a bunch of different providers who offer the resources on YIPPEE available for you to meet and talk with, so you can learn more about their specific offerings. Lots of stuff is going on. We do hope that you join us. We have a couple codes for you so that you can join and register at no cost. I know one is YIPPEE, but I don't know the others. Kelly or Liz, do you have any other codes? I think YIPPEE or YEI Friend is one.
Yes, YEI Friend.
Um,
And EN 2023.
Oh, I see. And thank you. Evan put another one in there too. So we want to make sure that you can come and join us. If you are bringing a big group of people, let us know that also. We're super excited. It is always invigorating and energizing, and we learn so much every year at this conference, and we hope that you will be able to join us. The last thing that I want to mention is that we do have a survey for the Power Hour today. We do read every single comment, so please take this opportunity to complete our survey and let us know how we're doing, as well as what we can do better and what you want to hear more about. So Evan just threw that into the chat also. Before we leave, I want to take a quick second to make sure that all of the questions have been answered by anyone who is sitting here on our Zoom or who is joining us today. Did we miss anything? Can we answer anything for you? Any comments?
And I shared our, the slide has our contact information, and then I also shared it in the chat box. So as you know, we are here to help you, support you, answer your questions. So feel free to reach out.
And thank you all for coming. We really enjoy you spending this time with you, and appreciate that you have taken the time to learn more about entrepreneurship education and how we can help you and work together to bring these skills and this mindset to the students. So really appreciate it. Thank you. Officially, we're going to end, but I'm going to stay on in case anyone has any extra questions. And thank you all for joining. A special